Hey, I'm Billy Harris. You're still hanging with Harris. We're in the wine cellar in the lower depths of Canlis in Seattle, a 60-year-old establishment. My good friend Nelson DeKip, wine director of the whole joint.
Yeah.
Nelson was just upstairs doing a little tasting with the chef. So how do you guys go about pairing great wines with the great food here?
We go on a whim. I think chef takes the best seasonal ingredients. He works ahead of schedule in a way.
Sure.
He comes by whizzing through the wine station and says, hey, I'm thinking about scallops and squidding. And based on that concept, I go to him and say, what else do you want to do with it?
Sure.
He goes, I'm doing a mousse or I'm searing it, however that works.
Right.
And I say to myself, great, pick out a couple of things that want to complement it. Go for texture, go for style.
Right. Balance, of course,
balance,
all those
everything.
Great.
So he puts it in my head. He plants it a couple of days beforehand, and a couple of days down the road, I'm start getting the wheels turned, saying,
Sure.
Chardonnay, Roussan, Semillon, the works, Grunewald.
Cold Budweiser sometimes.
Yeah, Bud Light every once in a while.
Bud Light every once in a while.
And he comes back and I say, Chef, let's taste. He
Sure.
has a dish. He's composed. He has these flavors. And I say, awesome. I like the way this dish works with Grunewaldliner, with Semillon. So we're pulling the components together, and then we stop and say, what do you like?
Right.
And we pick out the great things in the dish. I run back down and say, take this.
Boom, try that.
This is it.
And here we are talking about one dish.
Yeah,
so when you're creating a menu that's changing seasonally, fresh ingredients, it's an ongoing process at a restaurant like this with a full menu.
Yeah, and he's got ideas left and right, and he comes with them quickly. And it's not just my job to sort of like pull them back together and say, where are we at? I need feedback. Give me feedback. What do you want to focus in on the dish with? And what do you want to focus on? And then let's go from there.
Is it more of a team effort, or do you guys just get it done, the two of you?
I think it's a collaboration in the kitchen with chef leading it at first.
Sure.
And then I'll do the same with the wine team and say, here, we got these ingredients.
Sure.
What do you guys think? We'll bounce ideas off each other. And when it comes down to it, first, chef and I will taste. Mark and Brian are there and observing and tasting.
Sure.
They're a big part of the scope of what the guests will enjoy.
Right.
And then from there, we say, great, let's get the group here. I need more opinions. What do you think?
Right.
And then we all get together and say, I like these components. I think this doesn't work. We start tweaking. We say, Chef, what about this in the dish?
It's a team effort.
From there, yeah.
It's a family.
For sure.
So we're talking about food. We're talking about wine. I already had a little bit to eat, but now I'm getting a little thirsty. I'm going to go sit down with Mark and Brian and get a feel on the history of Canlis here.
Yeah.
What would be really great for us to get loopy on the grape with here.
I've got one right around the corner here. We'll do some white wine.
Let's do some white wine. I like it.
Awesome.
Nelson, thank you for your time.
Nice
it's awesome down here. Gentlemen, I was downstairs with Nelson.
Yes, you were.
Pretty talented
How'd that
guy.
go for you?
22,000 bottles of wine, and we narrowed it down to one.
Brilliant.
This will be a nice Roussan. I just added a little 2009
That's good.
from Substance here in Washington State, so I think we should...
You're a big fan of Substance, is that right?
I am. First of all, cheers.
Thank you.
We're at Canlis here.
here.
It's my pleasure.
Yes.
We're at Canlis here in Seattle. I mean, I'm just going to have to say, view's not too shabby.
There are worse places to spend an evening.
Let's talk about Canlis. We could talk about the name. It must have been abbreviated from something.
Originally Greek with a K.
Okay.
But our
Great-grandfather.
our great-grandfather
Somebody came off the boat,
swam away from Greece,
Swims to Turkey. Walks to Cairo.
walks to Cairo.
This is a true story, right?
True story.
Yeah, gets a job at cooking at the Hotel Mina.
Okay.
Runs into former President Teddy Roosevelt.
Definitely former.
Yeah.
Has been around
Well,
for
no,
a while.
at that time it was former.
Right.
Starts to cook, goes on the African safari, cooking and being a translator for President Roosevelt. So then he built this in 1950.
But you guys are here. You've been running around the kitchen since you've been kids, I guess, which
Little
is great.
kids, you bet. Yeah.
Is this the original structure?
This is it. So you're looking at it. It was built as a restaurant in 1950. Peter, the room we're in right now, the penthouse, is a private dining room.
This
now,
is a
but
penthouse.
It was his home at that time.
kind of pimped out. We can say that, right? Because it's awesome.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah. No,
Actually,
I do.
think it's
Seriously,
awesome.
it is awesome. It's beautiful.
It's a great place.
Yeah, he lived here and then worked downstairs. Old world tradition.
So 1950 or 51? You had your,
1950.
so we had 61 years. When's the actual anniversary? Did we have a day?
December 11th, we turned 61.
Just had a new birthday.
Which is amazing. And it's always been really known as fine dining right here
It
at
has
Canlis
always
from
been.
day one.
The goal was to do something cutting
That was the
edge, just
standard.
to be leading and try to be ahead of
Yeah, when it
its
came
time.
to Seattle, no one had ever seen it before. No one had even envisioned it before. Back then, when with your check, you got cigarettes at the end of the night, and everyone lit up and smoked, drank scotch. It's fun to see the old photos back then.
See, but you know what?
I
It's
kind of
just
want to bring
it's
that
just,
back.
You know, in so many restaurants, it's like, oh, who's the superstar chef from the Food Network, and that's how the restaurant is branded. You guys have a different
Well, it just
approach.
feels like it's all about the guest or revolving around the chef or revolving around the concept.
Right,
it's
right.
all about come and you bow at the altar of whatever's happening there. And here at Canlis, we just try to put it's
It is backwards,
It's backwards. Where we, the owners and the chef and the wine director, we want to revolve around the guest. Like we're such a celebrity-centered culture.
Sure.
But we want the guest to be the celebrity.
It's about taking what you have and being good stewards with it. And for us, if what we have is a view or a great chef out of a big name city, or Nelson, a great wine director.
Yeah, great wine director.
You take those things and you figure out how to celebrate the guests. You figure out how to plug into their world and to serve them in that way. And I think that's where some of that genuine hospitality comes from.
So from the moment you walk in the door, your breath is taken away, and then to add, you know, a family-run business of 60 years with that touch of hospitality. Like, I'm the sort of guy, when I come in the restaurant, the first thing I want to do is go to the bar. Right. And I want to have a cocktail at the bar. Places that rush you in and throw you down and sit at the table, I don't even want to eat there.
For the whole
experience. You know, and I want to come here, and if it's a little pricier than most, that's fine, but it's something, if it's once in a lifetime or once a year special occasions, you want to take it all in. Right. And you feel that right away. And, you know, this is my first time here.
It's us at the front door shaking your hand and greeting you. And you don't get that anymore.
No, you don't get it at all.
Yeah.
You know, and people
These
don't.
days, it's your time. And, you know, how do you want to spend it? And how much is that worth?
Yeah, and everybody's time is valuable.
It's the thing.
And if you want to spend a few hours here one night, you just want it to be a memorable experience. So this has been amazing.
Thank you.
Your hanging with Harris was
are
good for you
hanging.
guys. Mark and Brian,
Officially.
Brian and Mark, officially.
Thank you.
Brothers,
Right.
it's been amazing. Thanks for
Right.
joining us. I'll give you a little cheers.
Cheers.
Once again,
Thanks for being here.
it's my pleasure. This is a great view.
It's a great view.
I guess it's a good view.
If you want the best view.
We're here with Brian and Mark Canlis, the Canlis brothers. We're on the roof of Canlis in Seattle. You've been hanging with Harris. This is a view.
This is it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't even know where the hell I am
Looking at
right
the
now.
Olympics,
Somewhere,
yes.
some kind of mountain village with
Northwest.
animals roaming in the wilderness here.